As we continue our discussion and set up our template, I just want to do a quick review of what we've done first. So we started with the voiceover. We set up a mic, had that mic come from the mic pre-input, and then bus to a record track, which we're just monitoring in stereo. We moved that first recording to our VO edit track, which buses to a VO aux track. And then you see that there are some tag tracks here. Those are just placeholders for when you mix with multiple tags. And then there's a VO stem. So that's a record stem that's going to go and feed the mix. So I'm going to move that all the way down to the bottom. Going back up, we did something very similar with the production track, so we can mix our dialogue. We set up an aux where we can put some inserts. These production tracks all feed the aux. That aux feeds the production stem. I'm also going to move that down to the bottom. And that feeds the mix submaster as well. Similarly, we set up a music aux, and those 4 music channels feed the aux. The aux feeds the stem, also going down to the bottom. And something slightly different with the FX, because there are both mono and stereo effects. And so those feed the FX aux, and then FX aux feeds the FX stem, which I will now move to the very bottom. Okay, so these are where our stems are going to be recorded. Our voiceover stem, production stem, music stem, and sound effect stem. But you'll see that they're all bused to a mix submaster. And for very similar reasons for using the auxes above, I create a submaster, which I use as an aux here, and then I can put my mastering processing on that and record to a stereo audio track as my mix master. So I'm going to set up 2 more tracks. One is a stereo aux, and one is a stereo audio track. So the aux will be my mix submaster, and this will be my mix. Okay, so the submaster is going to come from the mix submaster, but it's got to go somewhere, and it's not got anywhere to go yet. So we need to set up another bus. One stereo bus, and we'll call that mix. So now we can bus that to mix. The mix gets its feed from mix, and it can go out the stereo output. Now everything flows through these stems to the submaster to the mix. And of course, these tracks need to be solo saved. Okay. Hopefully that all makes sense. And now we're going to start doing a little more organizing. So one thing I like to do is color code. Since we're at the bottom here, let's start by color coding our record tracks. So I select all those tracks, and then I'm going to turn them red for record. Okay? Then I'm going to select all my stereo, mono, and even my effects aux, and I'm going to give a color to them as well. Let's make them green. That is a hideous green. Slightly less hideous. There we go. That's not so horrible. We'll give our music tracks their own color. I like this purple. We'll go with that. The production tracks, including their aux, we'll go with brown. And then all the VO will get blue. Okay, so now you can see at a glance, it is much easier to tell without any thought that this is VO, this is production. This is music. This is sound effects. These are my record tracks. Boom. Everything's easy to spot, easy to navigate, and you're in good shape. In the next segment, we're going to go a little further and set up some things that will make it easier for us to get our work done.